Hey guys, Maewtt here, and today I'm going to show you a little glitch that I just discovered today. And this glitch, what it does, well, I guess it's not really a glitch, it's more like an exploit, but whatever. The point is, what it does is it allows you to trick people into getting themselves kicked from bridges matches. So first what you want to do is you want to build a piston and use it to bridge across to someone else's island before the bridges fall like I'm doing here. And I'm not going to show you how to build a piston because I don't want Mineplex to see it and then, get the exploit banned. And obviously, if you hit someone or get hit by someone like I just did, you get kicked for cheating. So, what this glitch does is after you bridge over, you want to see if you either lure your teammate to the other team's island or lure someone from the other team's island to your island, as I'm doing here. So I told them that, I had the bridge. They ran over, and then I just got, that person just got themselves kicked for cheating. And so that's basically what I do in this video. I either lure other teams to my island and get them kicked for cheating, or I lure my teammates to other people's islands and get them kicked for cheating. So that's basically how you do the video. And I guess I'll just, spend the rest of the video telling a story or two to fill up the time. So this first story takes place on Valentine's Day. And on Valentine's Day, I went on a date to like this outdoor mall type place, and there are outdoor fountains there, and right next to one of the fountains was a door to this Chuck E. Cheese type place. So my date and I were walking past it, and these three kids and a mom all, walk out of the restaurant at the same time, but like two of the kids were in front, like it was like this boy and girl who were no older than like 5 years old. And so right when the 5-year-old boy, who's the older of the two, walks out, he shouts, "I'm gonna drink from the fountain!" And I just like laugh to myself, and I'm like, oh yeah, the mom's gonna catch him and freak out or something like that. And then his sister actually follows him. They both run to the fountain. Then they both like cup their hands under it so like they can get some water. I'm like, okay, how's the mom not seeing this? And like the mom's just paying more attention to like the third youngest child, or the youngest of the three children, which was like a baby, I think. So I'm like, oh my gosh, no way, they're actually going to drink the water. And sure enough, right as they put their hands to their mouths and start drinking, the mom finally sees them, like freaks out. She's like, "No, why are you doing that? That's disgusting." And one of the boys, and then like the boys just shouts, "It's so good." And so like my date and I were trying really hard not to laugh, but we were doing a pretty bad job. So we both just burst out laughing. And, we look away, to try not to, like, because, like, we're only 15 feet away from them. We don't want the mom to see us laughing at her and her kids, but I think she saw us anyways, because we were doing a pretty bad job at hiding our laughter. So I just thought it was a funny story. Like, I used to, like, try stuff like that, but my mom would catch me pretty quickly, so I never was actually successful. The next story takes place in my writing class, and it actually happened yesterday. So we just finished one assignment in our writing class, and now we are on to the next one, which is an issues paper. We have to write like an 8-page paper about an issue. And the teacher was going over the guidelines for it. And one of the guidelines was, it has to be like an issue with two sides, like something that people could disagree with. And so she had us all like write 2 examples of like, possible topics for such a paper on the board. And someone wrote cyberbullying, which in my opinion is stupid, but whatever. So she sees it, and then she's like looking at her examples, and she's like, okay, so cyberbullying, like who would and I think it was supposed to be an example of something that no one would disagree with as being a problem. So she's like, all right, so cyberbullying, who would disagree with that? And I thought she was like asking seriously, so I raised my hand, which I guess surprised her, and she's like, oh, okay, I guess Matt would disagree with that. And then, like, literally the entire class, because, like, I sit in the back, so the entire class, which was, like, about 20 people, just turns around, everyone's looking at me. Kind of made me feel a bit awkward, and so I try to explain myself. I'm like, well, it's a first world problem, and so, like, oh, okay, so you're saying that there are other things that are bigger deal than it? And so I'm like, I was kind of, like, nervous. I just, like, lost my train of thought because everyone was staring at me. It was really awkward. So I just, like, I'm like, yeah, I guess, and then, like, after that, she continued talking. I just, like, put my head down for the rest of the class. Like, I was just so embarrassed from having everyone stare at me. A lot of you guys seem to enjoy my church story from last time, so I've got 2 more for you. This first one takes place when I was around 12 or 13. My dad was still bishop, and I was passing the sacrament to the entire ward. Like, well, it wasn't just me. There was, like, 7 other guys who were doing it as well. And there's about 200 people in the ward. Some of the people passing the sacrament, I'm carrying the bread tray, and I ended up tripping and dropping all the bread. Like, all the bread just fell off the tray, made a huge mess. And so, rather than, try and clean it up, I basically just walk out. Like, I was just so embarrassed, I just ended up walking out. And my older sister was laughing. My mom was trying to tell her not to laugh because A, it's the sacrament, you're supposed to be quiet. And B, I was already embarrassed enough and her laughing wasn't helping. And according to my sister, she said that like she saw my dad in the stand. She said that even he was trying really hard not to laugh. Like she could tell. So that's one of my more embarrassing stories. Another church story takes place from the time I was 7 to when I was 13. So that was the time when my dad was bishop of the ward. Every time my older sister or I acted up, which for me was an almost weekly basis, someone would go up to me and be like, now, Matt, is that how the bishop's son should act? Or they'd say how the bishop's daughter should act to my older sister. And both of us hated this. Because, like, it's not even a good argument, because it's not like when my dad dies, I'm going to take over his position as bishop, so I should be, like, trying to learn the ropes and acting mature or whatever. No, I'm just a normal kid. So it really annoyed me when people did that. And finally, when my dad was released, when I was, like, 13, this girl in my class, her dad became the new bishop. And so on the first or second week of her dad being bishop, she was like talking in class and the teacher called her out on it. So I was just like, now, Cindy, is that how the bishop's daughter should act? And she was like, Matt, of all people, you should know how this feels. I'm like, yeah, now it's your turn. So I decided to end with that. And thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe for more.